Before watching this video, please subscribe and hit the like button. How often do your adult children call to check on you these days? Last weekend, I found myself alone in a hospital bed after a sudden heart attack. Through the window, I watched rain quietly falling as I clutched my phone, waiting for it to ring. My family had been notified about my critical condition, but after 3 days, not a single person had visited. The clock ticked by, and 3 nights passed with my hospital door never once opening. When a nurse gently approached with a concerned expression and asked me when my family might arrive, my phone finally rang. My heart raced. It was my oldest son. I answered with bated breath, but the words I heard cut deep. "Dad, I can't visit, because I'm on a business trip, and honestly, considering all the criticism and demands you've given us over the years, visiting feels uncomfortable. Get well soon." The call ended, leaving me in silence once again. I slowly looked up at the ceiling and couldn't help but wonder, what did I do wrong? For over 60 years, I lived only for my children. They were my joy, my dreams, my reason for living. Yet in my moment of need, no one was there. The loneliness and betrayal I felt was more painful than the heart attack itself. The raindrops that had been tapping against my window now mixed with the tears streaming down my face. This tragedy could have been prevented if I had known the one principle I'm about to share with you. Whatever state your relationship with your children is in right now, this insight can completely reconnect your family. Don't dismiss this message. If you don't watch until the end, you might someday find yourself, like me, alone in a hospital room, clutching your phone, waiting for a call that never comes. The parent-child relationship is nearly impossible to repair once broken, but with the right knowledge and an open heart, that devastating outcome can be avoided. Today, we'll face together the most precious yet most challenging problem in life: the delicate connection between parents and their adult children. When children are young, everything is simple. Feed them, hold their hands, rub their backs, and love is easily transmitted. But when children become adults, that love can no longer be delivered in the form of protection. Instead, it must be translated into the language of respect to reach their hearts. This is where the problem lies. Many parents fail to accept this transition, unable to acknowledge that their children are no longer in their hands. They try to express love in the same old ways. Eventually, their children's hearts close, slowly but surely. A shocking fact: one of the biggest causes of depression in the elderly is severed relationships with their children. Statistics show that seniors who experience deep emotional disconnection from their children live an average of 7 years less than those who maintain healthy relationships. Loneliness sometimes eats away at life faster than disease. The key insight is this: your child is not your possession. They are independent human beings who came into this world through you, but they do not exist for you. As individuals with their own lives, they want to walk their own paths. It took me a long time to fully accept this truth. I fought against it while raising my 3 children, sometimes denying it, sometimes trying to accept it forcibly, but I realized too late that failing to accept it creates irreparable fractures in relationships. There are generally 2 types of parents. 1. Those who constantly try to control their children's lives, interjecting whenever their children try to make choices. "I know better because I've lived longer. You don't understand yet. Do as I say." Though it appears as advice born from experience, it actually dismisses the child's autonomy and inner voice. The result? Children slowly but surely distance themselves from such parents. First, they keep emotional distance, then they reduce communication, and finally, one day, they completely close the door to their hearts. 2. Those who quietly observe their children's growth and support them without demands. They offer advice without forcing it and acknowledge that their life experience is not the complete picture. This is my experience, but the decision is yours. Children raised by such parents, remember them as guiding lights, not oppressors. They grow to trust their parents more as life progresses, and reach out to them first when difficulties arise. Here's an uncomfortable truth many of us know, but avoid under the guise of love. We quietly suppress our children's lives. The more we use the phrase "I did it because I love you," the more relationships become distorted, and the price we pay is disconnection from our children, a pain more bitter than anything else. Take my friend Jack's story. He desperately wanted his son to become a doctor for financial security. This was his way of showing deep love, what he believed was the best choice for his son. But his son was passionate about music. Despite many conversations, persuasions, and sometimes pressure over 10 years, the son eventually entered medical school as his father wished. He graduated and started working at a hospital. On the surface, it seemed like a successful life, but inside, he was falling apart. He always felt tired, listless, and empty, as if someone else was living his life. In middle age, he could no longer endure it and abandoned everything as doctor title, stable income, and the career. His parents were proud of to pursue music again. Before leaving, he told his father, "Dad, you gave me a life with lifetime security, but you buried my soul in the process. I don't want to talk to you anymore." After hearing those words, Jack closed his eyes in silence. Despite pouring everything into his child, all he received in return was complete rejection and disconnection. He subsequently fell into severe depression, gradually cut off relationships with others, and passed away quietly and desolately 3 years later. His final words were brief but heartbreaking: "Son, I'm sorry, truly sorry. If you don't want to face this irreparable misunderstanding and pain, there are 4 principles every parent should embrace when relating to their adult children. 1. Fully respect your child's choices. Your child's decisions may conflict with your expectations, or even contradict the values you believe in, but that path is theirs, not yours. They have the right and qualification to choose their own life as adults." I once faced this truth when my youngest daughter said she wanted to quit her stable bank job. I was initially angry. Why would you give up such a good position? Stable jobs are precious in this world. But when I looked directly into her eyes, I couldn't ignore the sincerity and passion within them. She wanted to travel the world, and I decided to accept her choice. 3 years later, she returned as an adult, with a deeper understanding of different worlds and people, and now happily runs her own travel agency, doing what she loves. 2. Allow failure, and show them it's okay. Failure is not the end of their life, it's a stepping stone to the next level. The self-trust that grows through this process is real strength. My eldest son started a business at a young age. He invested everything, but the results were devastating. He lost his savings and his self-esteem. What if I had criticized him then, saying, "See, I told you not to do it"? He would have received a wound deeper than failure feeling of not being acknowledged even by his parents. Instead, I said, "It's okay. If you want to start again, I'll always be by your side." That statement gave him the courage to rise again. 3. Don't be a helicopter parent who constantly monitors and controls your adult child's life. Are you still checking on your adult child's schedule or private life? Do you offer solutions before they ask or directly intervene when problems arise? Do you get involved in important life decisions like employment, marriage, or finances simply because I'm the parent? Are you afraid of their failure and try to stop them before they even start with phrases like "that's unrealistic" or "that's too difficult"? If you answered yes to 3 or more of these questions, you might be a helicopter parent. 4. Remember that you are not your child's financial lifeline. While economic support is natural for parents, it shouldn't become manipulation disguised as love because I helped you. You must follow my wishes. This silent pressure creates fear and anxiety in children, and makes them lose control of their lives. What truly strengthens children is not doing everything for them, but teaching them how to take responsibility. Theme There's no giving them fish but showing them how to fish. Psychologists call this phenomenon the silver spoon syndrome. Children who are accustomed to leaning on their parents' financial support don't consider solving problems on their own, and think my parents will help me anyway. If I fail, I can always ask them again. The most profound love a parent can give is not endless support, but the courage to let go when the time comes. This isn't simply taking your hands off, it's opening the sky so your child can fly higher and farther. As one elderly person said, the hardest part of raising children is letting them go. I nodded deeply at those words because, as a parent, I finally understood how difficult it is to let go of the hand you've been holding. But if you don't let go, that child cannot fly. Many parents say, I just want my child to do well. But true love isn't about erasing yourself. Rather, parents who live happy lives send a powerful message to their children. I am living my life fully, so you can live yours fully too. When you can sincerely say this to your children, they face the world with confidence, not guilt. After my children all became independent and left home, I initially felt an emptiness at my core. Every morning when I opened my eyes, the same questions circled in my mind. Who am I now? What is the meaning of my life? But as time passed, I realized that hidden within these questions was a new beginning. This was my first opportunity to live wholly for myself. So I started to pursue the hobbies I had buried deep in my heart long ago, learning to play classical guitar, joining a hiking group that climbs nearby mountains every weekend, and checking off items on my bucket list. At first, these moments felt selfish. Should I be focusing on myself like this? Am I neglecting my children? These feelings of guilt rose several times a day, but something amazing happened as I genuinely began to enjoy life. My relationship with my children became much warmer and more intimate than before. According to research, seniors who have their own goals or hobbies after retirement are 70% less likely to develop depression than those who don't. Even more surprising is that children of such seniors feel much more satisfaction in their relationship with their parents. Why? Seeing parents living happily provides children with their greatest comfort and life mentorship. When parents step back, trust, and wait, children take responsibility for their own lives and truly become adults. No gift could be more precious than this. The greatest gift parents can give is freedom and trust. It might be frightening to gradually withdraw from your child's life. It requires tremendous courage as a parent. But it's also the most magnificent form of love. The most important principle to remember is this: your adult children must become the subjects of their own lives. And for that to happen, you need to let go. If you enjoyed watching this video, please subscribe and hit the like button.